Everyone has Wi-Fi in their barn, right? No? Just me? Well, if you're looking for a simple way to get Wi-Fi to your barn or outbuilding without the need to run a really long cable or pay for separate access, I highly recommend using a directional wireless bridge. In this video, I'll show you my setup that provides internet access to my barn that is roughly 300 feet from my house. So without further blabbering, here's my setup from start to finish. All right, so it all kind of starts here in the office. I'm going to take you from the very beginning where the internet kind of comes into the house to give you a full picture of this. So just imagine the cable line here with the internet coming in. Just runs around over to here to the cable modem. And cable modem is going to convert this to Ethernet. I think most people have a setup like this. There's nothing special here to do with wireless or barn or anything at this point, but just so you can get a full picture. The Ethernet cable runs out of the back and goes into the router. And then I have another cable that comes out of the router, goes into the wall there, and then it runs down to the basement. So let's go ahead and go down to the basement. All right, here we are in my terrible dingy basement. And up there in the corner, you can see the network cable coming in through the wall. It runs across over to here and then down to this network switch, which is really just a splitter. Now, the very first piece of the actual wireless setup that sends the internet to the barn is the power over Ethernet. So here, this yellow cable comes out of this switch, goes up into this plug, and the plug pulls power from this outlet and then sends it through this Ethernet cable here. The wireless setup, the wireless bridge that I'm going to show you in a second, does not need to have its own power supply because the power is supplied over the Ethernet cable. And this comes with the setup, so that's one of the best things about it. You don't have to worry about providing any extra parts. So this Ethernet cable comes down, winds around a bunch of stuff, goes up here into my ceiling, and then it's kind of hard to get the angle, but it shoots over here in my terrible basement and eventually goes into a conduit, which is right over here somewhere. And luckily, the people that built this house put a conduit in here because this line runs right in here and comes out exactly where I need it. So now we'll go up to where the rest of the setup is. Okay. Hello, puppy. How are you? That line in the conduit comes out right down here underneath. And that is amazing because it runs through this little channel and comes up to the wireless bridge. Now let me open up these blinds. The wireless bridge is a high-powered Wi-Fi transmitter that is directional. So you're not going to get much Wi-Fi from it back here, but if you can make out in the distance, let me try to zoom, way over there in the distance next to the window on the barn, there's another one of these. So now what we'll do is go over and take a look at that one. All right, now we're outside looking at the barn. This is the other side of the wireless bridge. There's not a whole lot to this thing. It's got some lights on the side that tell you the signal strength. It's got the cable running out of it. The setup, by the way, is super easy. It essentially has channel buttons. You make sure the channel is set the same on both of them, make sure they're within line of sight, and it kind of just works, which is amazing because then you don't have to deal with it. I will put links in the description for any of the things that I'm showing here in this video. That way, if you want to just buy the exact same stuff, you can. I think the branding on this has changed a little bit, but overall, it's the exact same product. So now let's go in the barn and I'll show you the rest of the setup. All right, now we're in the barn. Hello, kitty. That's Hazel. All right, over here, this is where the line runs in from where we were just standing a second ago. And just like in the basement, this line snakes around a little bit. It eventually goes up to this power strip where one line into the adapter and the other one out. This is providing power to the unit outside. From there, I have a cable that runs up into this extremely fancy box that I made just to keep the dust off. And in here I have a wireless router. Now, You don't probably need a wireless router. You could probably just go with a wireless access point, which is a little bit cheaper, but I had this one sitting around, so I just kind of stuck with it. The cable runs in, power into it. Got the 2 antennas sticking out of the bottom of the box because that made it so the signal worked. The setup is just like any wireless router. You plug it in, turn it on. You might have to connect your computer to it for a second to get it all set up, but after that, everything's all set. You set the network name and the password, and then everything's good to go. So that's how I have Wi-Fi in my barn. And up here, we have several Wi-Fi devices. I have a camera here. I have a camera right there and a camera right there. And of course, Wi-Fi works for your phones and things, which is also nice because there's no cell phone service out here. I will show you on the computer what the cameras look like, but that is the entire setup. Super easy. Like I said before, hopefully the wiring is a little bit easier for you if you just have a basic network setup at your house. But overall, really happy with this setup. I've had it for several years without any issues at all. I haven't even had to restart it.